What's cracking, trainers? XehrFelrose here, bringing you some Pokemon Go Battle League content. Today's video, we got some more Master League games here as we say goodbye to Master League for the next couple of weeks before it comes back again in rotation. Richbgd sending in some battles to us with Shadow Mewtwo, the long-forgotten power-crept, poor guy, Titan here in the Master League. We got some games here for you. Now, I think that this team has already been featured. I could be wrong. We're running Flamethrower on the Mewtwo to hit those crown forms, and in the lead we got a Ho-Oh with more fire damage because we like hammering the crown forms wherever we can find them. Everybody's got one, man. And Zacian in the back as just in case you bring a dragon, I got a Zacian for you. Let's get into these games here. Thank you again, Richbgd, for sending the battles. Trainers, if you'd like to send in some battles of your own to the channel for shoutcasting, you do so. There is a link below in the pinned comment description where you can fill it out and send in the games. Let's get into the battles. We got Ho-Oh mirrors on the lead here. Uh-oh. Up to chance. 15-15 split. Same attack. It's a coin toss to see who wins CMP here. The opponent and Rich over farming to the 4. And Rich gets the CMP tie win here. Richbgd going for it. The Sacred Fire here. Trying to do some damage to get the shield. The opponent says, nah, I don't care if you throw this Brave Bird. I'm not shielding this. No debuff. I didn't see one. The opponent going for the Brave Bird. Hits quite a bit harder where their defense went down. Now Rich can get to the Brave Bird. The opponent now is going to go into their Zacian to try and catch this Brave Bird. But, man, this is not a good thing for them to catch here because now Mewtwo is in perfect striking range to go for the Flamethrower right before they can get to the Behemoth Blade because it gets there one later than that Flamethrower. Opponent taken out by the Flamethrower. Oh, that was beautiful. And now the opponent comes back in with the Ho-Oh. The Mewtwo says, nah, I'm shielding, and I'm going to try and Cycle Cut and get some energy here. Watch me go. The opponent on Earthquake Ho-Oh. That has been a minute since I've seen an Earthquake Ho-Oh, man. That is a throwback. That is spicy. We're looking to clap. Electric types? Could be. Fire type. Could be Reshiram. Could be good tech for Reshiram. Brave Bird, the opponent comes in with their Zamazenta. We have Flamethrowers loaded, but the opponent going for the Ice Fang damage here. And Mewtwo trying to get to 2 Side Strikes. Can we get there? It's got very little HP left in the tank. Your opponent getting the Ice Fang down. That's unfortunate, trainer. But in comes Zacian. The shields are all down here. Could go for the close combat. Opponent over farming, looking to go for the opponent's trying to CMP ties, and they would have lost that. Oh, that's unfortunate. They were over farming, trying to get there. The Behemoth move. Behemoth Bash. Does some solid damage. Now Zacian going for the close combat. Clapping the cheekies off of this poor Zamazenta. Boom! And the opponent says, nah, bro, that's it. I'm good. Good game. Uh-oh. Let's go. Into a Rhyperior. Oh, no. Not a good lead at all. Shadow Rhyperior, though, not as good into this as you might think. Opponent definitely doesn't want to CMP here because I think they lose it barely. Going for a shield here just in case the opponent full sends. That looked like a rock record to me. Going for the Brave Bird. If only we had Solar Beam. The opponent might not shield this. Sacred Fire doesn't really make a difference here, so I like that we're going for the Brave Bird because it allows you to get to 2 moves quicker. The debuff doesn't matter if they're throwing Rock Wrecker at you anyway. It's still going to knock out. So going for the double moves here is really nice. We get both shields. Now we're going now we're swapping into the Zacian because it walls the energy and the opponent has a lot they'd be tempted to throw, but now we're going to have beautiful charge move timing, by the way. Behemoth Blade. Close combat's not a dark type move, by the way. I would just like to point that out right now. I may have forgotten to change the timing on the move. And I'm sure at least one of you are going to tell me in the comments. So thank you for leaving a comment if you do. The opponent now has their Ho-Oh, but it's down to shield. Rich does not see the need to shield this move here. Close combat, dark type, yep. Okay. The opponent now has to deal with this Mewtwo. Mewtwo is super healthy. The opponent comes in with the Rhyperior. Mewtwo has 2 shields. Has a shield. Not 2, just 1. Just 1. But it's enough. Going for the Side Strike on an overfarm. The opponent gets to a move. Did we miscount? That wasn't Rock Wrecker, was it? Please, no. It was the Breaking Swipe. It's enough. The Mewtwo does not get the debuff. Goes for the 2 to make sure they can get as much energy without taking the second move. Take it out. Now, in comes the Ho-Oh. We get to the Side Strike, and that's going to clock this Ho-Oh off its shift. Boom! Shadow Mewtwo's the king, but wait, there's a Zacian. Never mind. I forgot there was a 3rd Pokemon there. Yeah, never mind. Oof, buddy. Another Rhyperior. Well, we see it once again here. Why not see it again? The one thing that so few people are currently using. Well, maybe there's quite a few. I don't know. I haven't played as much Master League lately. But Rhyperior's assaulting us everywhere today. The opponent going for the move here. We're going to see Rich look to go for the same strat as last time. Looking to go for the double Brave Bird because that definitely was the right play, I think, considering the just the way this Rhyperior goes into the rest of this team. Maybe not safe switching Zacian though. I don't know that that's the play, but we'll see what the opponent decides to do. We are safe switching Zacian to survive this move and hope they don't have Ho-Oh in the back, as almost everybody seems to. No, they instead have the water type Urshifu. The opponent only has we just shoutcasted this thing. It has Aqua Jet and Dynamic Punch. Could definitely clock out Zacian with a Dynamic Punch, and that's exactly what it looks like it wants to do here. And Rich just lets it go. The opponent going for the charge move. That's going to knock out. Mewtwo has to come in. Mewtwo's looking pretty good here, being able to outpace, resisting the counter damage, and is going to easily be able to dispatch of the Urshifu, even if the opponent decides to shield. Counter is not a good enough move. The opponent gets sent. They can't shield. They don't have any shields left. What am I talking about? Never mind. The opponent tries to catch it, but they're going to catch these hands, bro. Oh, they got it. Yeah, they knew it was coming. Oh, man. Good game. Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, my old nemesis. Therian Landorus on the field, and this thing does definitely core break the team to a pretty high degree here. The opponent going for the Stone Edge on 7, probably baiting because they all do, don't they? Oh, the opponent full sends, and we respect those. Now we're going to be looking for the opponent to make... They look to catch. Of course they catch. Oh, but they're going to safe swap. This is like safe swapping. I mean, you can't. I mean, you could safe swap this into Zacian, right? If you have Earthquake on the Zygarde, that actually comes in pretty clutch for the Zygarde in this matchup because they can't KO with Bulldoze by any means. But an Earthquake would cleanly one-shot from a certain health range. I say cleanly. It's not clean. It does like, I don't know, 70%. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, 70%. I told you. We saw it live. Manifesting in front of our eyes. And now in comes the Landorus, and the opponent's just lagging. That's unfortunate. Man. That's unfortunate, dude. No, the opponent's back in the action. Hold on a minute. They came back. Could have looked away. Maybe they got distracted. Hey, not everybody's able to put 100% attention. Or maybe just they closed out the app by accident. I've done it too. Or the game crashed, and they actually happened to get back in, which also, like, never happens. So either way, we're glad they're back. Now the action can continue. And in comes the Palkia. And we swap in Mewtwo because Mewtwo has to take the field right now. Going for the Shadow Size Strike. Could have gone... Yeah, the Brave Bird doesn't matter here because you don't one-shot. You're just giving them extra energy. So actually saving the Brave Bird was a really heads-up play. And now Rich has a choice to make. Are we shielding? No, we're not shielding. The opponent goes for the Spatial Rend. I'm trying to find the noise. Oh! And then they get taken out by the Incinerate. Well played. Good game. Getting to the next game, we got Ho-Oh on the lead versus a Zacian. You could not ask for a better spot for this Ho-Oh to be in. The opponent has Zygarde. In comes the Zacian of our own. Zacian absolutely going to dominate this matchup. We just even saw the opponent has to land 2 Earthquakes in order to have a chance to knock out this Zacian. The opponent here does not. They have Bulldoze, and they do not indeed have Earthquake, and therefore they lose this matchup pretty handily, might I add. Crown Form can just go for a couple of moves here, but there's never really any risk of the opponent being able to take out. If, like, they will have to spend shields long before the Zacian will have to at this point. The opponent going for that second Bulldoze. Zacian's going to be looking for an overfarm here, going for a move. Goes for the close combat because the opponent's on Dragon Tail. Defense doesn't matter. You're shielding if you're shielding at this point. Opponent just lets it go. They know it's not happening. They come in with the Rhyperior, and close combat will be reached before the Rhyperior can get a Mud Slap through to take it down. Living on 1 HP. Maybe 3. It looks like it's pretty close. It's 1 Mud Slap's worth of HP. And in comes Mewtwo looking to assert dominance here as the Ho-Oh is definitely not happy to see this with the health range that it's currently sitting at. Opponent having to make a choice here. Do they want to shield a Shadow Size Strike to the face? Opponent does. They say it's worth it. I'm going to be looking to go for the debuff here, and let's see if they get it. Mewtwo putting up another shield. They want to keep this thing going for as long as possible. Opponent brings in their own Zacian, and Ho-Oh swaps in quickly, donning its chef hat to cook this Zacian to bits. Sacred Fire locked and loaded, coming out the beak. Beautiful. Now the opponent has to throw all that energy, but they're getting to the Brave Bird. Not going to be able to make it. The Rhyperior in trouble. Brave Bird nearly knocks out. They have to knock out in this move. They can't get to it. The Incinerate knocks out, and that's going to be a good game. Very well played. Whoa. Nice, bro. Getting into the next battle, we got Ho-Oh on the lead versus Annihilape. We have Annihilapes here. Yes, we do. And then comes a Kyurem, the opponent rocking the old, not the black Kyurem. I've seen some old Kyurems. I don't know why. I just like flashed back to that moment where I saw a Fusion Flare Kyurem, and I was like, what? And I remembered, yes, that happens. But yes, anytime you see a Kyurem safe switch, we bring in the Zacian immediately. I do like getting the shield, but we had to spend a shield to get it. So we'll see. Rich has a plan, though. He's running the team, not me. I want to see how he cooks here. The opponent going to be going for a move here. They can only ever go for the Fusion Bolt. This is not going to do quite enough. However, it would require a second one. And you want to get this farm down, you're going to have to shield. Now the opponent has a choice to make. Do they want to try and get the final shield? They're going to be getting this close combat off. And the opponent accepts it willingly. Now we'll see what the opponent comes back in with. Do they want to come back in with the Annihilape and start getting that counter down? They can. However, Zacian says, no, I'm getting to the Behemoth Blade first, bro. And you are going to have to take it or shield. The opponent going to have a choice to make here. Do they take it? Absolutely on the chest. And Mewtwo comes in, gets to shield if it wants to. Does live a Rage Fist quite comfortably. This is just a Rage Fist from an Annihilape. It is not anything that we need to worry about. Opponent has the Kyogre, and now things really look dire. Mewtwo looking pretty close to getting knocked out here, but the opponent gonna go for the shield. We Brave Bird this thing. Can we get it with the Brave Bird? The opponent farming up. They need to get all the way to a Surf and then some, and they know it. And then they're gonna get Brave Birded going down. The opponent lives on 2 HP, but wait. They throw. Side Strike goes through. The Psycho Cut goes through the opponent's shield. The Psycho Cut goes, and in comes Annihilape to take the loaded Side Strike. What a game, bro. Oh. You get that one for free, bro. Good game. Next game, Ho-Oh sitting up in the sky, looking down on Landorus, which is just simply floating 6 feet above the ground, and in comes the Mewtwo. Now Mewtwo outpaces this Landorus, getting to the Side Strike by 5 Psycho Cuts. Gonna be able to get there. Landorus is forced to shield and then throw the debuff. Now this Landorus is going to get the shield parity situation here. They are going to get the shield off the Mewtwo. The opponent staying in. However, the Side Strike is still going to hurt Trainer. They're looking to swap. Zacian comes in. We're going for the Flamethrower. Catch these, Trainer. Have a Flamethrower. Wow, that's a lot of damage, and we're even able to go for a Side Strike before the opponent can get to the move. Here's Zacian, not doing so hot right now, having to let go of its life. It's knocked out, and in comes Palkia. Can we get to another one? Banking nearly a Side Strike, just one move short, and in comes Zacian here. The opponent has really not a whole lot they can do right now. Palkia is just unfortunately stuck here because the opponent has this Landorus. They're going to come in. They have a good answer in the back now to Ho-Oh. Zacian needs to go for this Behemoth Blade. Will we land it? I think they have the shield, right? They do. They have the shield. Can we get to another before the opponent can get the debuff? Yes, we can. There goes Zacian going off, popping off. Behemoth Blade going to knock out this Landorus. And now Mewtwo loses with the move. Oh, surely this is in Brave Bird range now, right? Surely, because that's absolutely the only way that we win this game. The opponent probably laughing, loving life right now, but they're not able to get to the Aqua Tail in time. Brave Bird is reached. Does it knock out the Palkia? Oh, you bet it does. Good game. This is fun. I like these. These are good games. Ho-Oh leads. We've seen these. These are fine. Opponent staying in as well. Looks to be a higher CP, could be a hundo. I don't know the IVs on these Pokemon, but we're going to be going for the Sacred Fire, and the opponent wins the CMP tie this bout. And they're going to let it go. No shield here. The opponent going for the Sacred Fire. Rich also firing off their own Sacred Fire. See what it did there, trainers? Sacred Fire, been debuffed, though. The opponent doesn't have to shield that ever. However, who's going to win the coin toss? Now Rich goes for it, and the opponent looks to overfarm here, knows maybe they can live this Brave Bird. Do they want to risk it? The opponent not risking it. They're shielding. Ho-Oh comes in and looks to shield the move regardless of what it is. This energy lead always goes somewhere. The opponent going to bring in their Zacian. Oh, Trainer, you've made a mistake today. This is not a Shadow Ball, Trainer. This is not a drill. This is a full-blown Flamethrower. Boom! Oh, how did it do that much damage? That's a hundo Zacian. It really does that much damage. Oh my goodness. Brother. Oh! No! Side strike! Clappy cheeky! Opponent has their own Mewtwo. Oh, wait a minute. Now, hold on a minute. We are now we're in interesting territory here, trainers. There is a Mewtwo mirror match on our screen. Who will emerge victorious as the one and only true Mewtwo? Or Shadow Mewtwo throws a second side strike because they want to save that shield for the Ho-Oh to come in and do some fast move damage. That's all it comes down to at this point, is can we put Zacian in a position where it can farm down with those metal claws? Because it's not getting to a move, is it? No, it's not, but we get to farm down. The opponent only wins if they have the flamethrower, and even then, they need a little bit of extra after that. They're also running flamethrower! What is happening? But we still win. Let's go. Good game. Wow. That was a mirror team. That is wild, bro. Another, and we have another Rhyperior. We get a game like that. We see Rhyperior on our screens after this. Man, Rhyperior needs to take a break. I've seen enough of this thing. Sculpey, nerf Mud Slap. It's oppressive. The mons that know it are oppressive. But we're going for a switch up in strategy this time. Ho-Oh looking to go for the Sacred Fire to get that debuff drop. Does it matter? The opponent going to swap. Maybe we're just trying not to take the extra Mud Slap damage. I don't know. Ho-Oh's going to be looking to go for a Braver here. Can he get the other shield? The opponent going to be letting this one go. Now bringing in the Zacian. Almost gets the snipe, but the opponent reacts just quick enough to be able to get this move off. That is going to be a Rock Wrecker, and that's going to do a lot of damage. The opponent bringing in their own Zacian here. The opponent not going to be able to get to that close combat in time. Now, Behemoth Blade going to do a ton of damage if it connects. The opponent lets it go. And Rich is in a very unique position now to be able to shield and let this energy stay on the Zacian, but says it's not worth it. I want the energy somewhere else. Opponent going for the Behemoth Blade. Going to get farmed down likely by Ho-Oh here. I don't know if it's risky enough. Come on with the Mewtwo? No, we get the Ho-Oh. The energy on Ho-Oh is always nice. What is the opponent going to bring in here? They're going to be looking to swap in after this to get into this Ho-Oh matchup. They have a choice to make. Of course, it's Palkia. If there's not a Palkia in the lead, it's probably in the back. It just seems to be... Yeah, they make a catch! Oh, man. Wow. What a play. No, genuinely, what a play. Now you have to hope now. I don't think you can. I think we gave too much energy to this Palkia. Now the opponent going to be able to easily outpace the two Aqua Tails here. I don't think that Mewtwo's going to be able to hang on, but I want to be proven wrong here. Opponent going to be shielding up the Side Strike. Can Palkia... No, they don't. Yes, they do. Oh my god, do we live the Aqua Tail? You have to live the Aqua Tail. Mewtwo, you've got to live this harder than you've ever lived anything. And they have a Spatial Rend for you! Never mind! And they're getting to the Aqua Tail before we get into that Brave Bird. That's going to be a good game here. Unfortunately, a loss. Well played, though. We did what we could. Ah! Next game up, we got Ho-Oh on the lead. Destined for a good lead, finally. Except it's a Kyurem, so it's not exactly what I would consider a good lead, but you really can't swap out of this. The opponents looks like they're on Dragon Tail as well. They're going for the move here. They do have it. Fusion Bolt would wreck this Ho-Oh's entire day. We're going for the Sacred Fire. I think we have to go for the Sacred Fire because we cannot get out of this matchup quite yet. The opponent most likely having their own Ho-Oh in the back just for the crown form, as that is now one of the strongest cores available in the Master League, is to be able to run this Kyurem or Palkia cord with a Zacian. So if you don't see one in the lead, they're probably in the back. The opponent giving up alignment here. They do have a Rhyperior in the back, but Ho-Oh's not making it to a move and has to stay in. Maybe not. Maybe we should have swapped to Ho-Oh or swapped to Mewtwo. I don't know. But anyway, we have a lot of damage being taken by these Mud Slaps, but Zacian resisting all the energy quite nicely here. Going to be able to get to a close combat to try and at least get that final shield, but the opponent drops their Ho-Oh down. Oh, what a catch, dude. That is such an unfortunately nice catch for the opponent. And now Mewtwo has got a really steep uphill battle to climb against here. The opponent sitting right at a Sacred Fire. They're going to shield this and look to try to get this debuff. No, they're not. They're putting everything on the back of the Rhyperior. Okay, Mewtwo. You're speedy. You're a speedy boy. You got to get it, man. We got to get this Side Strike. That's the only chance at victory. Zacian sitting in the back with no energy. We've got to make it happen. No, we can't get there. The opponent has too much energy, and unfortunately, not going to be able to make it out of this one. Oh, Mewtwo, you did your best, buddy. You can see you earned a rest. Good game, trainer. Thank you for sending in these games, Rich. These were a joy to watch. I love Master League. Things getting nuked. Trainers, please send me your shoutcast for any league, anytime. I'll showcase anything that I can. I just really enjoy showcasing other people's gameplay, especially because the game just decides it doesn't like me anymore, and my teams work less and few and far between. But there's other people for that. Let me be the fun guy. Come shoutcast with me. Let me do some deep dives and showcase some of my own gameplay once in a while. But hey, thank you very much again for the trainers. My goodness. Thank you very... Bro, I ain't stopping now. I went the whole video, ain't stopping now. If you're still watching this long, God bless you. Thank you very much, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.